live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again. Today's stream topic is about taking care of your mammal. Maybe a little bit of a weird intro, but that is essentially what we're talking about. I saw this post on Tumblr. Technically, I wasn't on Tumblr. I was on Reddit, but I still saw a post that was from Tumblr. And it's basically a person talking about how we as human beings are mammals. And as a mammal, we have mammalian needs. We need food, we need to clean ourselves, we need to have shelter, we need to spend time with other creatures so we don't become isolated. We have all of these needs as mammals. And for some reason, as a culture, as a society, as a system of control, we have been convinced that we are more. And I do think we are, per se, right? But there is this separation from the animals that we are kind of vibe. As an understanding. You know what I'm saying? No? Let me clarify more. For some reason, we as a society have placed human beings on a layer of esteem that for some reason makes us believe that we are better than better than the beasts. Maybe I should even read the little Tumblr post so we can actually gain some more perspective. Hello, friends and fam. How are you? What a very mammalian question to ask. Thank you for asking it, Joy Vive. I am well. I'm healthy. I'm feeling healthy at the very least. There's air to breathe. I'm sitting on a soft cushion and on grass. There are beautiful pink little flowers growing in my world. I have my friends here with me. Yeah, I'm super good. How are you doing, Joy V? Taking care of myself, Poppy Kong. It looks like Melt is visiting his long lost cousin in Florida. I mean, weirdly enough, I think Benoni would be like kind of like Florida vibes to you friends. So yeah, I am in Florida. Sorry to tell you. I got gifted some bud by the people who's I said the people by Marden. It's their dogs that I'm taking care of, and this bud tastes like McDonald's, and I wish I was joking. It tastes a lot like McDonald's. Imagine if you were like eating a Big Mac and you were like idling your car inside of your garage. Not for any reason other than just negligence. You kind of forgot to turn your car off when you pulled into your garage, and now you're eating your Big Mac burger as fast as you can in shame. I don't know why I went there, but that's what this tastes like. A little bit of a fueliness and McDonald's flavors. Have you tasted something like that, Dugnat? Or you, Joy V? It's quite surreal. Like, it's actually kind of concerning. Like, how? Even just smelling it like this, it has like a McDonald's-iness to it. Mama Duck in my creek has been doing a wonderful job hiding her babies. She just introduced 5 almost full grown babies this morning. I'll post in Discord. Good. Didn't you say something about like the babies getting snatched by something or something? So the fact that she actually got herself a full litter makes my heart happy. Good for her. I am going to read this post for you, friends, so you can see what inspired today's stream topic. I'm seeing the baby ducklings on the general tab now. Super cutesies. I need to go here. There we go. So it goes. Excuse me. Not that sounds like an absolutely terrible strain of weed, Big Mac and gas. Yeah. No, it's not bad per se. Doesn't taste bad. Doesn't feel bad from an effects perspective either. but it is jarring, right? Of like, why? But why does it taste like that? But somebody tell me why. I would love, and I'm begging for it every single day of my life. I would love a piece of technology that can sample anything. I can pull dog hair and put it in the thing. Take a piece of grass, put it in the thing. Take a piece of my hair, put it in the thing. Take a piece of spit, put it in the thing. Take some tears, put it in the thing. Take some of my wheat, put it in the thing, and then analyze every compound that is present in that sample. Can I have one, please? Please. How long do I have to wait? A long time, it seems. A very long time. But I'll wait. I'll wait, and then on that day, we'll know. I'll be able to tell you why it tastes that way. Or at least I'll be able to guess. Ah, this post. Good morning, all. Hey, Sam. I saw a lot of Sam in in today's stream topic. As a message. I think it's adorable that you think cars have been able to fit in my garage. Where would all the crap go? Yeah, that's true. Silly me. Haha, funnies. You're just a mammal. I'll show you first. This is what it looks like. It's not that much. At least it depends on time. We're just a mammal. Let yourself act like it. Your brain needs enrichment. Your body needs rest. You feel hunger and you grow hair. You need to pack bond with other sentient things so that you don't become unsocialized and neurotic. You are biologically inclined to see dopamine and become sick when chronically stressed. Hedonism is made up to place moral value on taking pleasure in sensory experiences. I am telling you that if you don't let yourself be a mammal as you were made, you will suffer and go insane. No grind sets, no diets, no trying to be above your drive for connection. Pursue what makes you feel good. Practice radial rejection of the constructs meant to turn you into a machine. You're a mammal, right? And even though I believe and I agree with this, I also believe at the same time that we are at the precipice of us becoming something else, right? Where we might not become the machine, but the machine will become a part of us, right? Right? So, how's that going to change our needs? We'll have to find out. Up next. I am so serious about the way people are taught to view themselves as separate from and above any other animal, being the root cause of a lot of problems. You're no better than a beast. You're no better than a beast. What a trip. So that is our inspiration for today's stream topic. My mind again is now kind of fixated on the whole fact that the machine will become a part of us, right? Eventually, at the very least. Is that gonna change our mammalian needs? I don't think so. I hope not. Part of me hopes not. Part of me would like to not sleep, right? But the other part of me would also like to not go insane. So, these are opposing needs. So, if I if the machine becomes a part of me and I no longer need sleep, I am literally jacked into the connection even. Right. Would that still serve me? Maybe it wouldn't serve me, but it would serve whatever I am then. All right? Maybe that's the perspective we're supposed to take. Mm, please introduce the doggo. All of them have found themselves in a new space. I wonder. No, I did wash my hands. This eye of mine is a little bit itchy now. Hey, Muftad! Sheldon and Cooper. I'm pretty sure his name is not Cooper, right? Not technically, but they called him Cooper because Sheldon Cooper, of course. And then I think the other dog's name is Katie or something like that. but they seem to be on the other side of the house now. When they come back and they run around, I'll introduce you friends to them. Tom, this card or whatever you're reading hits pretty hard. It was basically just a Tumblr post, but I'm happy that you appreciate it. It hit me pretty hard as well. Of like, oh yeah, I'm allowed these things. I'm allowed food. I'm allowed rest. I'm allowed connection with other sentient beings. And if I didn't allow myself that, I would suffer, go insane, and then inevitably perish in so doing. Right? So, no, I will not guilt myself for needing to eat food and for sleeping, for appreciating the calm moments in my life. Nay, I will appreciate taking care of myself. When the sleep deprivation, when the sleep deprivation with Milani got to be at its hardest, I genuinely felt like I was walking around insane. Yeah, you probably were, on a level as well. I am a higher form of a beast. I'm not a cat or a dog, nor they. I, that random person on Reddit, allowed their thoughts and opinions. I'm allowed to disregard them. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree completely with this as well. And I'm not trying to disagree with you in saying this, right? I'm just saying this as in that's the first thought that came up in my mind as you were saying, I am a higher form of beast, right? Because I think what makes a person, Joy Vive, is our ability to tell a story. And you just did that, right? You just made what a person is by disregarding someone else, which is a part of your story, right? Like if somebody else is saying something and you do not want to integrate that into your story, you can be vocal about this not being a part of your story. And that still is storytelling. And to me, that's what makes us people. However, on a biological level, on a form factor level, we are but animals, right? But mammals. And I feel like today's stream topic isn't an attempt to make you feel like you're less than you are. Quite the contrary. It is an attempt in reminding you that it's okay to take care of yourself, or at least it's okay to take care of this animal, right? And to give you now the point I wanted to give you, Joy Vive, is that in sitting on the couch today, Cooper, one of the doggos, was sleeping and I suddenly hear the sound of a tail wagging and hitting the bed. Hello, Gary. So instantly, I'm thinking that the doggo is excited about something. I don't know what, right? Maybe I moved, so the doggo is thinking I'm gonna give it attention. And then when I look to my side, I see closed little eyes, right? And little leggies kind of like moving a little bit like that as well, and tail still wagging. So that alone to me shows a level of, I don't know, I want to say personhood, right? Like the fact that there's so much depth, and it was the little black doggy, the one that I saw, the tail wagging, that there's so much depth in that little being that even in the dream space, there can be joy to the point of a tail wagging, right? Hi, hi, Shelly. Hey, Sheldon. Sheldon is the brown little sausage dog. Hey, Sheldon Givufter. He has beautiful eyes. One of them are brown, one of them are blue. You want to come and show us your eyes? Huh? And then Katie is such a little teddy bear. Yeah. You have been introduced to the doggos. It's them who I'm taking care of, technically. The house would be fine. The doggos might not be. I think I am ready for a scene shift. Maybe not yet. Maybe I'll vape this and then we'll scene shift. Catching up from 2x speed. 5 minutes and 11 seconds to be with y'all in the present. If you're here, if you're in the present right now, or you're still at 2x speed right now, I love you. I love you. I don't like, for some reason, that freaked the dog out. I love you. Thank you for joining us, Joe. It's nice having you here. Everything is blooming here. Flowers, trees are finally reaching their fullness, and I feel so much more at peace than in the winter months surrounded by death. I mean, when you look at the environment, right? When you look at this environment, what you see is life, right? You see me aliving. You see plants aliving, right? However, in retrospect, if you could actually have this camera feed open for all of infinity, going forward and going back, you will notice there will be death. So much death captured in this frame. Insects and birds and animals and people, potentially even, right? Things will die here. Things have died here. But even despite that death, the things we end up noticing is the fact that there is still the living. Hmm? That's what I try to appreciate. I think I'm lucky on the other side where we don't get the kind of winters you do. Things just lose their color. It's like the reality gets desaturated from life, right? Like the life retracts from reality and then it comes back. They too have Meld grabbing strange creatures and saying, "Show us your eyes." Literally, actually. That was Wednesday though, right? Yeah. Love is true. Let's try some of this McDonald's strain. It's not what it's called, but it should be. It should be. It would work actually. Clicky. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should add that a lot of the McDonald's in this, there is like a very real meaty flavor, but you're very aware of the gherkin, right? The sliced pickle that is at the top of your burger. That's exactly what this tastes like. And again, it's not bad. It's just strange. It's strange in the same way that stink bug flavor is strange to taste of your weed. How long was your drive yesterday? Are you far from home? I mean, it's like 115 kilometers. So like 60 miles. Is that right? Oh, skibidi. That is a little bit tight. THC has this tendency sometimes just to add like a little bit of tightness. Yeah, 71 miles. So it's not that far. I think your weed is rancid. No, it's very fresh. Very, very fresh. It looks super nice as well. It smells great. Right, I have. I don't know why I'm defending. It's not even my weed. It's weed I got gifted, Joy V. I don't know how to take offense. It's still not overcooked. Still smells good. Hey Google. This thing is opening some. What the hell? Hey Google. Strange. I just vaped a wheat strain that had meaty flavors. Why is that? I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this one. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. There we go. Look at that. Uh, there's a strain called GMO. And I have actually tried GMO. And it was kind of like this, but not as aggressive. And here it literally says the red as well. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Where's that GMO now? There we go. So this one is like umami, like meatiness. So the most recent addition to the five basic flavors humans can taste is umami, the savory flavor uh, that you can taste in mushrooms or broths or cooked meats. At face value, applying this to cannabis seems like a stretch, but dig in a little deeper and you'll find it really isn't. In the traditional Thai cuisine, ground cannabis leaves are a widely accepted substitute for monosodium glutamate or MSG. If you can replace MSG, a hallmark of umami flavors of cannabis, then the logic follows the cannabis can be classified as umami as well. GMO is the most obvious example of a strain. It's garlicky, meaty in flavor profile, and it's about as umami as cannabis could be. Any strain descending from GMO, especially the burger strains, Jelly Burger or Donny Burger, should have savory qualities as well. There we go. So I don't know that this is guaranteed a strain pheno from GMO, but the fact that I can taste that and tell you friends it and then find out and then be like, oh yeah, there's literally strains called burger. I didn't even know that. Jelly Burger, Donny Burger. The more you know. This would be McDonald's burger, I guess. But there, garlic cookies, yeah, garlic meatiness, and a gherkin as well, to round it off. One with the beasts. I had a conversation about an ant, how he's working for his colony with no self-preservation. That moment I felt inferior. There's times where I envy those who have healthy ego. Um, yeah. For what it's worth, Jovan, I have never thought you had an unhealthy ego. I believe ego is what you point at when you think you're pointing at someone else, right? Because I do believe ultimately we are all the same consciousness, experiencing life through all of us as different lenses, right? But if you weren't convinced of that, and you were in fact convinced of someone else being a someone else, that is what ego is for, right? Both to convince you that you are a someone else and to convince you that someone is a someone else, right? And again, for me, a healthy ego is one that is loving, to say it in so many words. Because ego can also very easily go into the direction of like hatred or being calloused, right? Maybe there's another word I'm looking for as well. Resentful. That's a good one too. Don't talk about pickles. It makes Sam hostile. Sam is always hostile. I'm just here to learn how to dodge punches. And that way we all get stronger. Why are you to put the noble cucumber into vinegar? That is not where that belongs. I love pickles. I also like pickles. But they have to be crispy. Sam is always hostile. Fuck you, I am not. That's true. That's true, right? It's totally true that Sam is not always hostile. The fact that she took my Sam is always hostile with a fuck you, I am not, is comically hilarious. But love is true. I'm just joking, Sam. You're not hostile. You're just already ready, right? Sometimes people have to get ready conversationally to throw down. You're always ready to throw down, right? And maybe that can be seen as hostility uh, or combativeness. I like to see it as a challenge. Again, that was the point I was making. I was just joking, kind of vibes. Kristen, hope you had a nice trip. Are you back home? Maybe, maybe. Dixie's probably super happy. I've had plenty GMO. It didn't taste like a Big Mac. Again, I'm not telling you that this is GMO. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you this tastes like Big Mac. Okay. Love is true. Love is true. I will like read it a little bit later though. Oh no, Melton Moore, I am arrived in the present. I love you. Thank you for joining us at the present moment. I do want to give you friends a new scene, something different to look at. Why? Because we can. Because apparently that's what makes good content. If I could just, move all of my stuff with my mind, that would make it easier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, perspective. You right, just perspective. Let's drop this leg. Yes. Plants and walls and plants. Flying home tonight. Bless. Hope you had a good time where you found yourself. Hey, there's Zano as well. Bless you, friend. My mom taught me that when I had bad dreams, I should turn the bad guys into pickles. It worked. But then I hated pickles. A sacrifice I'm willing to make, right? If I can suddenly turn bad guys into pickles, but it means I can no longer enjoy pickles. Sounds kind of cool. Hey, again, Zano. Bless you, friend. Mm, we missed you last night. We did Futurama. Bless. Sam isn't hostile. She's just direct. Being direct myself so many times, people think I'm being an asshole. When the way I see it is closed mouths don't get fed. And Joy V, I am also one of those people. And people have also considered me a little bit much, all right, or abrasive, or drum roll please, melting. All right, I'll melt you down to your core. I'll say it as it is. I'm having a meltdown this morning. You wanna tell us about it? I don't know if that's gonna help. Maybe does it help? Does it help talking about your meltdowns? Maybe if anything, today's stream topic can be like a direction you can steer your mind into for a little bit, Zano. Today's stream topic is about being a mammal and how this mammal has needs, right? How you need rest, you need food, you need social connection, and it's okay to allow yourself these things. What is the nature of your meltdown, dear friend? Do you feel like there's not enough time for you to take care of yourself? I was so close to joining Futurama, but I had to focus, and I knew I would be incapable of that. Bless. No, Javiv, I am hostile. It's true. It's okay. Yeah, and I think Sam was leaning into me saying that jokingly by saying "fuck you," right? Like that. I think that was like the banter we were supposed to have. I did still feel kind of bad, and wanted to let Sam know that I don't see her as a hostile person because that's not true, right? I see Sam as a unicorn. And that feels the most appropriate. So sorry, Zano, sending you epic lovin's so much. I just feel like I'm doing my best to take care of myself, and once I start gaining a routine in them, people closest to me are hypercritical instead of supportive. This is my logic mind, and I don't know if this is gonna help in this moment, Zano. So do feel free not to answer me. But are the things you're doing, are your routines, negatively affecting those other people? And then knowing you, I'm assuming it doesn't. And then I would like to say, then those people need to, in Afrikaans slang, vlieg into their moer. Hulle moet in hulle moere invlieg, Zana. As hulle vir jou wil kakka, krities wees oor hoe jy vir jouself sorg, then you ought not listen to them. I'm sorry. We're here to support you. We might not be able to do so every single moment of your life, but we're here to do it for this moment of your life. I did still feel kind of bad, baby. No, you call him as you see him, and you called it right. I think maybe still you like the little bit of bad feelings generated some narrative in me that added even more perspective. That could potentially be nice, right? I feel at least I was being nice, and I was hoping you would feel my being niceness. People suck sometimes. Just do your thing, Zano. This is probably the best way. Zano, the people closest to me were going to start criticizing me, but they saw such a profound change in me that they just aren't opening the subject anymore. Keep going, sweetheart. Yeah, it happened for me too, like that, Zano. Like my family, and especially my dad, and even more so my siblings, were very critical of this journey we decided to embark upon. Right? They were actively telling me that I'm wasting my time and I'm gonna throw my life away. Right? And thanks to you, friends, thanks to your support, right? And I'm very aware of that. That ended up not being the truth. And they, as you said, Sam, have nothing to talk about, right? The success, if you will, I have manifested into my life. And success to me is basically just feeling like I'm living a life of purpose, right? That's what success means to me. Ah, my life and me living it has purpose. Boom, successful. And like, fortunately, I get to feel that because if I didn't feel that way, I would be very easily swayed, you know, blown over in the wind. I would buckle underneath the criticisms of those that criticize. So maybe that's another fractal for you to pursue, Zano. Or maybe it was something to communicate, like, hey, criticizer, realize this thing I'm doing, this thing you're criticizing, brings purpose into my life. It might not bring purpose into your life. Surprise, surprise. People have different interests. But this brings purpose into my life. And if you loved me even a little bit, you would allow me that. Thank you very much. Sam is here. Hey, dude. I love being around life. Technology is great, but I feel happier in a garden. I can work all day on my PC, but feel zero purpose. That is so interesting, Sam, because I really like technology, and I find an extreme amount of purpose in working with it and through it, right? Like a lot, more so than I actually find in the garden. I find a lot of purpose in the garden as well, but for me, like working on my PC, I mean, I guess it depends on the nature of the work, right? So, yeah, maybe you are gravitating towards working in nature, but and that's what's calling you, brother bear. It's definitely something that there is gonna be work available for. We're not gonna stop growing food. The outside is not going away. Bless you, dude. It's nice having you here with us. Mm. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's not hurting anyone. Like, I tried to pick a healthy breakfast, but everyone apparently is a fucking expert on what you're supposed to eat. Oh, nice. Like, this is my breakfast, damn it. I'm gonna be putting it in my mouth and chewing it with my teeth and then swallowing it down my gullet. You shut the fuck. You shut the. No, 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 no. Zano, lack of support can be so discouraging. You're doing your best, and you're going to keep getting better. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Thank you, Joe, for echoing that love. Man, Sam. It's so jarring how your biggest support tends to not come from those closest to you. It's often from strangers that you get your greatest cheerleaders. Yeah. I wonder if there is like a layer of bias attached to having a family. And I was like thinking about this uh, very painstakingly because of a quote. And I can't even remember where it's from. A TV show, you know. I remember that much, but I can't remember which one. But there was this line. where a dude was talking about his grandma making a deli worker cry. You know, like she was so abrasive and verbally toxic that she made the deli worker cry. And that was her public persona, right? So imagine what she was like in the home. That's what he said. And just in him saying that, it kind of like took me on this ride of what is my public persona? And is there a difference between my public persona and my home persona, right? And if there's a difference, what are the differences? Are these differences good or bad? And it took me down a rabbit hole of like really thinking about that. And it's this experience of like thinking about how you might have been a certain type of person at home as you're growing up, as you spend time with your family. And then they form opinions. It's the whole like uh, the importance of first impressions, right? But they have so many first impressions that first impressions creates a bias in their mind as to what they see when they look at you. They don't actually see what is in front of them. They see what they think you are. And this is a line that I really love where it goes, I am not what you think I am. I am what I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. That's the line. Right? It is a projection, ultimately. Those people that are criticizing you probably feel some level of insecurity in their own diet or in their own journey towards health. And it's easier to criticize you than it is to work on yourself. A lot easier, so much easier criticizing another person than working on yourself. It's like orders of magnitude. All right, dude. So I just am trying to look forward to waking up. Thank you guys. I just feel like I need to take some time off work. I mean, I don't know if this space is something to look forward to, but at least it will be here when you wake up, Zana. So you better look forward to waking up. You have to join us. We want to see you here. I think working on the computer while in nature is the perfect mix. There we go. I mean, technically, I'm working on a computer, and I am technically in nature, kind of, right? I'm grounding myself every now and then, touching bare grass. I just feel like I'm splitting my time up for other people. So I feel like life sucks. I just want to paint and clean my space, but I'm taken away by feeling so beholding to saying yes. I feel like I'm going to let people down, but I need to let it go. Zano, it's so trippy to me that that is what you're feeling because I've been feeling the same thing and I've not been saying anything, right? Like for me, it's the fractal of like being the designated driver wherever we go, right? Like both of my homies are older than me, so they've had the opportunity to get a license significantly longer than me, and still I'm the one that's driving, and I can't really say no, kind of vibe, right? People are gonna. What's the word you used? Uh, I'm going to let people down if I say no. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, Zano. I don't know how we're supposed to deal with it, other than just again being grateful that we can. Right? Don't know how to deal, but I do deal, and I'm grateful that I've dealt. Yeah. Yes. 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 Love. It's true. Let me move us again. Where will we shit this time? Here. All right. I'm just gonna go get my cushion again. Skadoosh. Ooh. Hmm. Make tall. Better. All right. Mm, mm, I'm with Sam. I'm planting beautiful pink cosmos seeds and tending to peppers that will feed many families. Working on a computer makes me rage filled. Fortunately, we're entering an age where less and less of the stuff that we do on computers will have to be done by us. So, silver linings. That is true. I'm still thinking about what Zana said, how beautifully she articulated it. Spending so much of my time doing stuff that I don't want to do, right? And doing something that's so dangerous as well, relatively speaking. Oh, goodness. I will do it. Still not even black. Right on the net though. Very nice strain. Uh, I would lie if I said I wasn't a little bit happy that there's no more of it in my grinder, and I get to crush a new nug. This is some of Pheno one, some of the flowers I grew myself, and she is now so perfectly cured. There's zero plantiness, and it's just all flavor. This one is like a honey, gassy, and lastly fruity flavors of a strain. Mm-mm-mm. Try to think of this. There are many things in life that are work, like cleaning our spaces and tending to our arts. It needs to be done, my dear. That need comes before other people's desires. I feel like that is beautifully parallel with the mammal fractal as well, so I agree. I've thought about this a lot. Mel, the biases from your family is because family craves safety and stability, especially if you're masculine, so they're far less likely to throw caution to the wind. Yeah, it's true, right? And as a masculine entity, I have changed many times. And when it comes to a partnership, what the feminine usually wants in a masculine partner is stability and security as well, right? A reliability that your partner, and again, masculine and feminine isn't vaginas and penises, right? It transcends that, at least in my mind. It goes into a polarity thing. And you can be in a relationship, with a same-sex partner, and there might be 5% more masculine polarity in them than there is in you, kind of vibe. And in that dynamic, usually, and again, I'm projecting from my perspective, usually there is an expectation that you, as the masculine entity, need to have your shit figured out, right? You need to have a plan. You need to stick to that plan, right? And the feminine will not appreciate you coming up with one plan and then trying a little bit and then dropping it, and then tomorrow now you have this new plan, and then you try and then you drop it again, and then the day after that, now this is now actually the new plan, right? And like that is an experience as well, thinking about it from the perspective of I was for the longest time a boy, and I'm only now starting to come into my masculinity, where I'm where I'm gaining a certain stability in who I am and what I stand for. and what I believe and what my values are and what I can tolerate and can't tolerate when it comes to my space, my sentience, my state of being. And from a family perspective, again, I believe everything is feminine, right? So from a feminine perspective, they have seen me unstable because I went from being the good Christian boy, like the model Christian boy, the kid that, went to you and asked you if you know Jesus. And if you told me no, I sit down with you and tell you about it. The kid that asked you if you have a Bible, and if you told me no, I would get you a Bible, right? I was that kid as a 9 year old. That was who I was. Because again, that is who my dad is. And I wanted so badly to be my dad and have his approval. I'm getting teary eyed. Love is true. And then I changed. What changed? I wonder. I guess I just started asking questions. I have been asking questions my whole life, but I think the nature of my questions changed when I came into my into my own. Weirdly enough, actually, boom! I literally just found a ground truth. Uh, I had a friend. His name is Quibus. Was Quibus, and he passed away horribly. And I had just made this friend, like I met him the previous weekend, kind of vibes, and fell in love with the person that he was. The way he talked to me and the way he made me feel as a kid. He was older than me, significantly so, but he didn't make me feel like just some kid. You know, he talked to me, and he was hunting on his dad's farm, and he shot his shotgun in a direction, and his sister was on the other side of that direction. She was like behind the trees or something like that, and the whole side of her face was completely blown away with like chicken shot or bird shot. Him hearing the screams ran around the corner to find his sister. He called his dad to let him know what happened, and then he took his own life. And I had conversations with him about Christianity, and I could feel an energy of like depth again in the conversations we had with one another. And then he was gone. His sister survived at least, but of course she had scars. His mom had the same name that my mom had, still does. Both of them are called Huntley, and it changed me. I started asking questions that my dad couldn't answer. And then the illusion fell apart. This belief you have as a child that your parents know what they're talking about. uh, and then I became a hardcore atheist because I was like, bruh, if there's a God and he allows some shit like that to happen, then I want no I want no part of it. So I went into that fractal hard, and I took pride in asking questions that people couldn't answer. Especially so since I was in an Orthodox Christian school where we literally had a period, right, actual school time dedicated towards Bible study. And that was my playground because I wouldn't study the Bible. Well, I did technically, but I would study the Bible maliciously. Malicious compliance at its finest, especially in that fractal. And then I went through my life kind of believing that, you know, until I turned 18. I started smoking weed to help with my sleep, and it really opened my mind as well. Again, right, into realizing, oh, my family has no idea what they are talking about, and they've never have. They've told me so much nonsense, so much brain damage that I have to scrub my brain off. And uh, then I took mushrooms, and I was very depressed as well in that atheistic state, right? And I don't think believing there's nothing, right, is really a good state to be in as a mammal. Even maybe it's a person. And I changed again. Right, I went from being that atheistic self to being just grateful to be alive, right? Because a part of my atheist fractal was a very real loop of I'm gonna die, and then the worm's gonna eat me. I'm gonna die, and the worms will eat me, right? And dying for me was there is a certain neuronal pattern, like a system that arises in my neurons, and when those neurons don't fire, the system that arises that I think is myself falls away, and then there is nothingness after it, right? And that's what I kept reaffirming over and over. And I would affirm that to my family as well, right? And then as I said, went through this experience of just being allowed to feel gratitude for simple being, true gratitude just for simply being able to sit on the ground and be overwhelmed with a deep sense of gratitude for that. And I was like, what is this? How is this possible? How can I be grateful for nothing? Right? Because again, I was born into a materialist world where I've been convinced by capitalist interests that this new toy, this new game, this new console, this new PC, this new cool looking motorcycle, this new car, this and this and that, and this and that will give me happiness. And then suddenly I was overwhelmed with more happiness than I had ever felt in my life, getting nothing but taking this next breath. And then that changed me, obviously, as it rightly should change you. And I came out of that experience a lot more open-minded to my own ignorance, and I was vocal about that with my family, as you do. I moved out. I went into the deeper. I went a lot deeper into the exploration of myself, you know. And I was away from my home for like 3 years, kind of vibe. The first year, just moving out, going to a lot of festivals with my friends, smoking joints, having conversations with people that think the way that I do, to say it in so many words, right? For the first time, getting to have conversations with people like that, and the amount of growth I experienced through that. Then I went to China. That changed me. Definitely, right? Came back a different person again. And I came back a different person compounded because, again, I spent that time away from my family. And then after spending that time away from my family, I moved to China. And then coming back from China, again, my priorities and my values had shifted into realizing that money isn't my goal, right? Like I made the money that I thought I wanted in China, and I was more miserable than I've ever been in my adult life, or at least post 18 being life, right? Uh, and then we started this, and this you friends have watched me change. So to them, they see an instability, they see a lack of knowing what's going on, right? Where I've never claimed that I know what's going on. I'm just trying to recognize patterns. I'm trying to live a good life, right? And I know that looks different for different people, but I do believe I'm trying, right? Like I fall short as all people do, but I just wish our families would see how hard we try, right? But the thing is, all of the hard you try is unseen. Like happening here in your own narratives, in your own conversations with yourself and with them. Yeah, what a conversation that was. Being a man, being a man, an extension of being a mammal, right? Technically, I think so. I really do think so. Like the biology aspect of it. I am conscious and happy to be so, loving to be so. I thought about this. Okay. It's called giving of yourself. It can be a curse sometimes. No is a complete sentence. I know. We are socialized to serve, but if it isn't also serving you, then you need to consider saying no. Put your own oxygen mask on first type of vibe. Yeah. My needs over others' desires. I like that. That is actually a beautiful way to say it. Your needs over others' desires. You know, and I feel like I wanna add like just with that as a background, the fact that you need like need to go on your life journey, right? People will criticize how you live your life, but it's something you need to live. They're not gonna live your life for you. They're not going to experience the consequences of your decisions. You will. And that's what you need. Otherwise, you wouldn't, right? Mammal, yeah. Bless you, Auntie. It's nice having you here with us. Sending you blessings to you and the Haywire Hill. Yeah, my name and people projecting onto me is definitely something I encounter a lot. I just smile and acknowledge the energy because explaining that they are projecting is quite a challenge. Yeah, I've tried to explain to my dad that he's projecting as well. And it's almost like he's unwilling to receive that information. He's like, no, 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 I'm not doing. I'm like, yo, that's like this textbook. And then sometimes I'll even like Google. I'm like, hey Google, what is projecting? And then it's like verbatim what he just did, and I'm like, do you understand? Do you understand that this conflict we are now in, you created, you projected onto me something, an idea, a belief system, right? And that's one of the things that my dad does a lot. For him, his projection of me is the fact that I think I'm God, right? That's how he says it. Like if he wants to win an argument, right? If I tell him, you know, I believe my way of living is superior, you know, to worshiping a God and making that your focus point, right? He'll tell me, yeah, but you believe you are God. And then I'm like, yeah, Dad, but that's not the point. I believe you're God as well, right? That's not a part of my compute system when it comes to how I'm living my life. It is a part of the reason I try to live as lovingly as possible, right? Because all of it's God. The grass I'm sitting on, I can, you know, stomp holes into the grass, or I can tread lightly on the earth, right? Because again, I see both as God. And me stomping on the ground to this form, to this mammal, is also not going to be nice. So I try to make sure love is true in my life philosophy. And I try to make it as simple as that. All right? And then it's like again, no, but you believe you're God. And in his world, projecting that onto me is like in his religion, that's the worst thing you could do is believing you're God. Because that's the sin of Lucifer himself, right? Lucifer wanted to be God. And then I say this to my dad as well. Like, yeah, Dad, I don't want to be God. It's not a want. It's not like something that arises. Like I wake up in the morning and be like, I want to be God today. No, no, it's the fact, right? And again, God is a word that has been so bastardized. My favorite way to explain what the word God is like uh, writing the word God on a piece of paper and then holding that piece of paper up in a mirror and then pointing to that thing in the mirror and being like, that is God. That's what the word God is, right? It's a placeholder that is a reflection of something larger. But if you can point at it like that, you are not pointing at what you think you're pointing, or at least you're missing a lot of the context. You're cutting out all of the other informations. We are both mammal and God in a symbiosis, both presence and change. The unchanged and the unchanged ceaselessly dancing, their loving dance for each other. Maybe that really is all we need to know, right? That is at least the thing that I'm gonna keep trying to teach. Man, I've been tripping out about the children fractal. I don't know if I am ready. Like, there's a part of me, and I think it's probably biology, right? There's a part of me that's like prompting me, being like, hey, mammal, you should be having children. And then I go, Yossi, bro, do you know what my life is like? And then it goes, hey, bro, you haven't starved to death, it says. So clearly there is food in your environment. You should put some of that food in a child's mouth after making it. And I'm like, no, please. No, please, biology, please. I have other things to do. and then and then that's like the rudimentary like prerequisite, right? To like just create a child and then to raise it, to raise a child. How did our parents just nilly-willy do that? Did they not think about it as much as we are? Did they not have to think about it as much as we are? Because my dad had me as a child at this age, right? Like I was flesh and blood at this age for my dad. So this is not out of the realm of like I feel like even saying it's like some of you friends are like, haha, Mel's having kids, how funny. But still, my dad was having kids at this point in his life, right? As a reflection. Oh goodness. Oh, oh no. Oh no. No no. No please. Not just yet. I need to make more money, right? That I think is the true prerequisite. All right. The older I get, the more selfish I learn to be, and my life is better for it. I don't care how many people it pisses off. Maybe I'll learn as well, but I really uh, fight selfishness in my being. What I am very aware of is that there are stages in your life, and I had this conversation with someone at a festival the one day, where he told me that you go through like stages as you age, where when you're just born, you're basically in the absorbing stage of your life. And then when you become a teenager, you transition into the friend stage of your life. Then when you become a 20 something year old, you transition into the work slash finding your place in the world stage of your life. And then when you're in your 30s, you have now found your place, so you transition into almost like a stability and a reducing of your reliance on other people to create a world for yourself, right? So it's very natural, I believe at least, what you're saying as well. Self-aware enough to recognize the trauma they are throwing around at others. Yeah, that's a trip. Saying no feels like such a privilege. I feel like my family and upbringing has made me feel shame and entitlement for saying no. It's not that circle, it's not that critical, but people get so shook when it's said. I'm not responsible for their feelings. No, you're not. Love is true. I'm sorry to hear that. No, you don't have to be sorry. I am who I am because of who I am, right? And what I've experienced. Love is true. And again, I don't think death is the end. So I now have more calm than I had at that point in my life. It takes a lot of courage to break free from from pleasing. Yeah, none of my siblings could do that. Break free from the parent pleasing fractal dynamic. It is impossible for us to fully understand the grand plan. The best I can say is sometimes we are called to answer others' prayers. Beautifully said, Sam. I had a whole stream topic about that exactly. That we we have this culture where religion is acceptable or accepted, I should say maybe. And then in these religions people pray kind of like to the sky, hoping something will come of that. Where in my mind, what I believe we ought to be doing is that prayers should be conversations, and God answering those prayers are going to be people, not some entity out there, right? But you and me helping each other. So yeah, I feel that completely, Sam. Which is why sometimes we feel the why disconnect. It wasn't for us, it was to be there for someone else. Love is true. I am grateful to be alive. Me too. Good day to you, Joy. Love again. Receiving the blessings. Sam, 100%. I've been having to rewire my brain into seeing my authoritative figures as equals. Doing the same thing I'm doing. Trying to figure this life thing out. They're just specialized elsewhere. So much love. Just like we are confident when we are knowledgeable, resonating with me. Your perspective is your reality. And then don't like what you're seeing, then change the way you look at it. When you change the way you look at the world you look at changes. One of my favorite quotes. I have a Cytrons track that has that as its like line. So feeling you so, love you, Joe. For many, egos are very fragile and they have to come to the understanding themselves. People won't hear until they're ready to hear. Yeah. And I won't stop talking even if you're not ready to hear, unfortunately. That's the part of me that's melting, right? And I get my yay! We're live again. I DC'd. I think there's something wrong with the Wi-Fi. It's giving me a little exclamation mark, and now it's completely gone again. So I am going to say goodbye to you, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try and finish our comments first, though. Mm, what happened to you in that traumatic experience of losing a friend is something I can relate to. It's so cool, Mel, that you were here, that you made it here to talk to us. It's great to meet you. You're gonna make me cry again. Thank you for being one of my friends, Ano. And to be this is a great space, attracting some really special people, and it's really comforting and validating space that you created on your own. That is really special. I mean, I can't really take that as a compliment, really. Like, I take the compliment of creating this space, but the you created on your own. I don't think I created anything on my own. It's like, technically, and I was like thinking about this yesterday driving. Yeah, yesterday driving. I'm thinking about the fact that if not for Arpan being the way that it was, and me going viral, if you want to use that terminology, right? Getting to the front page of a stream of like the Reddit fractal, third page down. If not for that fractal, then none of this would be the way that it is. And thinking about what would have happened to our space if we had our pan the way it was still to this day, right? And it was really melting my brain and thinking again about the power of you friends and thinking about again like the specialness. And this is maybe my own bias, but I do think you friends are very special. It might have to do with the bias that you friends are here with me, the fact that you friends stayed around instead of disappearing when the RPAN disappeared as well. So thank you again. We built this space, literally, Zano. We were the ones that made this space the way that it is. You are a beautiful part of it. Our parents have wisdom. They have been around a lot longer than us. Their mistake is thinking that wisdom is the same as knowledge, and it is not. I have much more knowledge than my mom. She was taught that being worldly was bad, and so shunned many opportunities for knowledge, whereas I have not. And I'm happy that you didn't, Joy V. I'm happy that you're taking care of your mammal, right? Because again, worldly stuff is what you are. You are not you are worldly, right? Not from a, like an egotistical. Oh, that person is so worldly. This thing is of this world. It is of this world, and you need to put things of this world in this thing. Otherwise, this thing uh, withers, and you no longer get to be in this world. So I'm happy. I'm so happy that you're taking care of yourself, that you're taking your opportunities. That fractal you're mentioning, and I've had this conversation with my dad as well. You know, where I'm like, Dad, Papa is wise. Maar ek weet baie meer. Right? You are very wise, but I know a lot more. I know so much, Dad. I have been daily exposed to more information than you probably got in the first 10 years of your life. I don't know if that's technically true. That's probably maybe like technically from the direct worldly informational perspective, right? You might have gotten a lot of information from food and conversation as a child and world experiences, but bare knuckles, like reading material, information, context about what's going on outside of just your immediate bubble, literally we get more information than our parents got when in the first 10 years of their lives in a day. I don't know if that's correct or accurate, but I actually think it is. I really feel it might be, depending on what type of content you consume as well. I think that probably would add some complexities. So, right, Joy, you've seen a lot more of the world, having more awareness of the present, and our elders have spent their lives preparing for a world that doesn't exist anymore. One of my favorite lines as like a think about this. That teaches us how we've got to keep our brain systems up to date in this ever changing environment. Seeing that this life offers more evidence for everything we could choose to believe, and practicing don't know mind. I'm so happy to not know with you. Sending you love. Sorry about your friend I meant. I know. And as I said, death is not the end. I look forward to meeting that friend again. You're perfect as you are, wherever you are. Ciao. Forever grateful for Arpan. Same. I love the Arpan Awards. Me too. I think they're bringing awards back, actually, to Reddit as well now. You started it. You press go live. You did it. We just keep showing up because love is true. Yeah. Yeah. That makes me feel so good. Thank you. Thank you, Zano. You didn't need to make me feel this good, gas me up this much, but you chose to nonetheless. What is this feeling I'm feeling? Oh, love is true. Love is so true. Thank you, friends, for being the proof, right? Day by day, showing up with me, being proof that love is true. I've learned more from my kids already than I could have ever imagined. Bless them. Bless you. Bless all of us. I look forward to seeing you friends again soon. I don't have my cards here. Neither do I have my drum or my kalimba. So I'll say goodbye and see you friends again soon. Have you friends noticed in your lives too that those who have left their hometown are a lot less solid in their knowing and their willingness to know more? Just me? Nope. Definitely not just you, Joe. I've noticed that as well. Right? Like there's again, it's the whole I think maybe me talking about the whole realizing there's more information out there than just your immediate bubble. It's one thing to have a cell phone and look at the outside world from your bubble, and it's a whole other thing to exit your immediate day to day churn bubble and actually go and see out there what's going on. You realize You know nothing. And that is the sign of true wisdom. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I love you so much. It's always so nice to explore these open minded ideas with you, friends. Thank you for being willing to give me some of your time. I feel a goodbye message crystallizing. I can feel it. Can you feel it as well? So true, Joe. Small town Texas can be rough. Yeah. And South Africa is like small town Texas almost everywhere. I mean, maybe the city's not so much, but love is true. Thank you, Jovan, letting us say, have the mostest, beautifulest day, everyone. Your furils are so very muchly macho, grando, and bigly loved. Melt more. And all of you, oh so very exquisitely, tenderly, whimsically, benevolently, endearingly, rapturously, genially, argently, affably, wholesome, humanimal critter creatures taking care of your critterness. And as I'm like reading this as well, and you're talking about taking care of the critterness, these little duders are like, oh wait, we are critters. We critters do. Hey Shelly, you wanna show us our eyes? Ooh, wow, so pretty. You got some birdie eyes. Wow, so pretty. Show us. Show us. I don't think you can see it that well because it is also dark, so his pupils are dilated. Thank you, sweetie doggers. Thank you, little critter creatures. Little mammalian burgers. You want to come on close to me? Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, yeah, that's so nice. Ooh. Ooh, is it like that? Ooh, look at the eyes. Now you can see it. Ooh. Oh, so birdie. Such birdie eyeballs. Oh, wow. So birdies. Say, don't give him attention. Give me attention. Give me all of the attention. So cute. Oh, such cute creatures. So jealous. So much jealous. Where you going, bro? Where you go? You wanna get closer? Do me a face. Okay, thank you for dancing with me, sweet dogger. I'll see you again a little bit later, my dear friends. That's the whole thing. Where about horizon visibility, Joe? I live somewhere you cannot see the horizon, only the tree line. People who can't see the horizon don't wonder what's going on the other side. You can't see the horizon behind me, but do you wonder what's going on the other side? Now you are. Good. Good. We just broke the mold. Love is true. Oh my goodness, the shirt. Sam Plater's allegory of the cave. I like his outfit. Let's. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Little doggo's giving us something cute to say goodbye on. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow, everyone. Sending you